So Trump's warmongering is so utterly out of control that it's catching up with him. It's catching up with him. So let me start by showing you this here. Look at this. This is in Reuters. They say just 29% of Americans support U.S. military killing drug suspects, Reuters Ipsos poll finds. 29%. Now, I know your reaction is probably the same as mine when you heard that. It is fucking disturbing that 29% of the country is like, yeah, fuck it. Murder them. Who cares? No due process whatsoever. Like, just light them up. Like, maybe it's a fishing boat. Maybe it is. We don't care. Do it anyway. That is really disturbing. But at the same time, I got to be honest, there's nothing you can't find at least like 25% support for. I know it's terrible, it's evil, it's wrong, it's bad, but I'm just telling you the truth. It literally, you could ask anything, and 25% would say sure. So, but 29%, ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, like, that is so shy of a majority. It is overwhelming. Everybody's like, what are you doing? Stop blowing up random boats. Okay, now, having said that, it actually goes deeper than this. It's not just the public that's looking at Trump blowing up random fishermen and going, what the fuck is this? No, it is the military now, too. So take a look. This is in PBS. Military personnel seek legal advice on whether Trump-ordered missions are lawful. Watch.
Personnel have been seeking outside legal advice about some of the missions the Trump administration has assigned them. The U.S. strikes against alleged drug trafficking boats and deployments to American cities have sparked a firestorm of debate over their legality. And some service members are turning to nonprofit organizations for help. In grainy footage from above the Caribbean Sea and the Pacific Ocean 20 times since September, the Pentagon has shown the same thing. A flash of light and a boat allegedly carrying drugs into the United States incinerated by a U.S. military strike. In all, dozens of people killed on board the vessels. But that is the extent of what the Trump administration has disclosed publicly. No confirmation of any drugs on board or the identities of the people killed. President Trump has justified the lethal strikes and the fog of war that's clouded them.
They killed 300,000 people last year.
Total lie.
These drugs coming in. They killed 300,000 Americans last year, and that gives you legal authority. We know the boats. We know everything else. We're allowed to do it. It's in international waters. If we don't do it, we're going to lose hundreds of thousands of people.
Such a liar.
Today reports that the Trump administration is covering its legal bases. According to the Washington Post, Justice Department lawyers this summer crafted a classified memo arguing that U.S. troops involved in the boat strikes would not be in legal jeopardy. On Capitol Hill, open question.
The fact that they feel like they have to say that means that there's a lot of pushback internally where they're like, this is obviously illegal, right? Like, I'm not allowed to do this. By the way, everything he said there was a total lie. The 300,000 number was a lie. Even the fact they're not even bringing drugs into the country. These boats, as many people have pointed out, these boats that they're blowing up, they would have to refuel 20 times to get to the U.S. These boats are not even U.S. bound. They are fishing boats in the Caribbean, from Trinidad and Tobago, from Colombia, from Venezuela. That's what it is. And so they just lie. They lie to cover their tracks. But even the people that, why do you think the fucking admiral stepped down? Because he's being ordered to do these things. He's like, I don't have the authority to do that. This is illegal under international law, not just U.S. law.
Including from Republican members about the legality of those strikes.
People were not happy with the level of information that was provided, and certainly the level of legal justification that was provided.
Calls to organizations like the Orders Project, which provides free legal advice to military personnel, are on the rise from staff officers involved in planning the boat strikes.
By the way, just following orders, that was not a defense at Nuremberg. In fact, that was viewed explicitly, the case was, that doesn't cover your ass. If you say, oh, I was just following orders. The reaction was, I don't care. You were massacring innocent people. Same thing applies here. And all these military people are like asking outside experts, like, hey, am I allowed to do this?
Are calls to a separate hotline from National Guard personnel concerned about domestic deployments to American cities. And even calls expressing concerns of complicity in a possible genocide in Gaza by virtue of U.S. weapons sent to Israel.
By the way, I hope all these people, just watch my show. you'll know. You'll know this is all of it is completely and utterly illegal. All of it. Arming and funding the genocide in Gaza, totally illegal. Illegally invading the United States of America with the military of the United States of America, illegal. All of it's illegal. Bombing those random fishing boats, illegal.
Signaling heightened concern from within the U.S. government that the U.S. military is exposing those who serve to legal harm.
Look, what's crazy to me is that it's taken this long to get to the point where only 29% of the public agrees with Trump and what he's doing, and the people in the military are now asking for legal advice. Because as I've explained 1,000 times, Trump is bombing fishing boats off the coast of Venezuela. They're from Venezuela, Trinidad and Tobago, Colombia. They're plotting regime change in Venezuela to steal the oil and to steal the natural resources and the minerals. He bombed Yemen, Somalia, and Iran. He threatened Greenland, Panama, Canada, and Mexico. I always forget to bring this one up, but remember not that long ago, he said he wants to re-invade Afghanistan to take Bagram Air Base. Remember that? And everything I said is just in this term. Never mind everything he did in the first term. The increase of drone strikes over 400%, the keeping us in Iraq and Afghanistan, bombing Syria twice, bombing Somalia, occupying a third of Syria and saying it's to steal the oil, to take the oil. So it's like, I guess it's good people are waking up, but really it took this long for people to state the obvious. And shame on the Democrats for not talking about this extensively all the time, as you should. Like, all of these things are wildly, wildly illegal. And shame on the media for not discussing this as much as they should. They're part of the reason why we're here, is that with the lack of pushback, there was a video of Trump on stage. He said something like, I expected a lot of pushback for this. He was talking about when he started sending the National Guard and the military to invade different blue cities. He was like, I expected a lot of pushback, but honestly, I don't see much of anything. Yeah, that's a pox on the House of the Democrats. That's a shame on the Democrats, because you have to be willing to go to the mat over issues like this, because this is just the death of democracy completely. This is like, it's over. It's over type shit. And so people are waking up now, but man, we got to go harder, because if there are no consequences for this, again, then it's just a matter of opinion. And any American president can invade any American city and can do any fucking coup they want and can bomb anywhere, in our hemisphere at the very least, but actually around the world too, because Trump attacked Iran illegally as well. No congressional approval. We got to reel this shit in. If we don't reel this shit in, it is law of the jungle, might makes right. That's not a world anybody wants to live in. Just imagine for a second, it's not your country doing it, it's somebody else doing it to you. Then it's a real eye-opener. Like, oh shit, that probably shouldn't be allowed. Yeah, you don't say. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.